What's up YouTube, PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you our Week 4 matchup here in the PU Power Draft League. This week we are taking on the Tynamo Dresden. I don't remember what their coach's name is on the thing. I think it's Austrian George. His team consists of Sneasel, Xatu, Zebstrika, Gabite, Rapidash, Victory Bell, Golduck, Pyukumuku, Volbeat, Regirock, Ursaring, and Aggron. A lot of really bulky, scary things on his team that I'm not looking forward to dealing with. Hopefully we can make it through this matchup unscathed. We're starting this off with our Life Orbed Aftermath Electrode, Blue Balls, Volt Switch Thunderbolt, HP Ground, and Toxic. Toxic is there to catch something like the Regirock that might want to come in on us. As well as maybe the Zebstrika or the Gabite, which we can really whittle down. I think that'll be very, very worthwhile. Volt Switch Thunderbolt, HP Ground hits the majority of his team, though. Outside of that, I think this will be very, very useful set for this week. Next, we have Kakashi, a Choice Scarfed Protean Frogadier. Really, really solid this week as well. Scald, Ice Beam, Toxic Spikes, and U-Turn. Toxic Spikes will be really, really nice against his team. If he notices I'm a Scarf variant, he might not think I have Toxic Spikes, so I might be able to get them up despite the Xatu, which is his only form of hazard removal that I can see on his team. If he brings Victory Bell to absorb them, that's one thing, but I feel like he won't do that. This set, though, outspeeds a lot of his team. Scald and Ice Beam hit everything really, really hard, and then U-Turn's just really nice to have just for the momentum. I think this would be really useful. Next up, we have Tongue Game, the Licky Licky. With Shield Bell, Body Slam, Knockoff, just standard mixed defensive set to take his team on and keep our team healthy. Nothing too crazy here, just here to be a cleric because there's a few things that could be a big pain in the ass. Next up, we're bringing Prostitute, the Ditto here, Choice Scarf, nothing special here. EV spread doesn't matter. Actually, we need to change this to Imposter. I'll actually have to make sure to change that before the battle, or else we're going to be in a lot of trouble. But yeah, this is just beat down any of his setup mons if he tries to set up against my team, so this will be really, really useful. We have Maple Story, a Leftovers Leafeon here, Leaf Blade, Knockoff. I'm going to make myself Chlorophyll now, actually, now that I think about it, because I think that could be very useful if he brings, like, Sunny Day on his Victory Bell. Or Rapidash, I think that'd be great. Leaf Blade, Knockoff, Synthesis, Baton Pass. Baton Pass just to get myself out of there ASAP. If he goes for a switch to keep some momentum up. Synthesis to keep myself healthy. Leaf Blade and Knockoff just hit his whole team decently hard, so that would be cool. And lastly, we have Let It Rip, the Hitmontop, Assault Vested. This is our main switch into Sneasel because I'm just bulky, and I have enough bulk on both sides with the Intimidate and the AV to pretty much take on any variant of Sneasel and whatnot, and take on a large portion of his team very, very well. So that's it for that one. Hopefully you guys enjoy the battle, and we're gonna get into it now. Let's go. Alright guys, we are here with our matchup against Austrian George and the Tynamo Dresden. He brings his Golduck, Volbeat, Aggron, Gabite, Rapidash, and the Xatu. You saw our team builder. But oh boy, that team builder didn't really turn out to mean shit now, did it? Oh, silly, silly, sad world we're about to live in. And you're about to see. Oh boy. Transferring. I'm so glad that I'm back home so I don't have to transfer teams from my PC to my laptop anymore for a while at least. Because this situation is very, very poor. I'm going to warn you now, 2 of my Pokemon don't have the abilities they're supposed to. We're about to find out who. But, further ado, let's get into the game. Switch sides, because we gotta be on my side. We see the Gabite lead here against our Licky Licky, and we are going to go get Toxic turn 1, but we're going to go straight for the Knockoff, which is going to get reveal his Rough Skin, but also get rid of his EV Light, which is great for me because I don't want him being extra bulky. He's going to set up rocks now with his Gabite, I'm just going to go for a Wish. I'm in a good position to start off this game. I'm not really too worried. He's going to Toxic again, predicting me to switch out maybe. But I'm actually going to go for the Heal Bell and get rid of the Toxic he already gave me. And get the Wish back, and I'm back at full. So he's going to Dragon Claw now, which is going to do negligible damage because it's Gabite. I'm just going to Body Slam him. And now that he has no Eviolite, I'm doing a significant chunk to him. He's going to Toxic again, which is fine, as I'm just going to set up a Wish. Now, that's all well and good. He's actually going to swap here, as I'm going to go for a Body Slam instead of going for the Heal Bell. So I'm going to get a Body Slam off on this Volbeat and get my Wish back, which is great. He's going to now go out into the Aggron, as I'm going to go for the Heal Bell on myself. So, we are just out here doing a whole lot of different shit. Now, I know I can't touch this Aggron, so I think I'm actually going to go ahead for the swap here into my Hitmontop, who I know can wall this Aggron entirely. He goes for the Head Smash, and that just does nothing. It's negligible damage, not all type of deal. So, I'm actually going to go for the Rapid Spin as he switches out into his Rapidash. And now, thinking he might go for like some type of fire move or a Will-O-Wisp or something, I go out into my Ditto thinking, I'm Imposter, I'll turn into him, no big deal, it'll be great, and I will, if he's Flash Fire, I could potentially just get the boost and be immune to whatever he's going for, basically immune to his set. Right? Would be a great fucking play. Except, oh look at that Ditto that's not transforming and gets burned. It changed my ability from Imposter to Limber. Somehow, Showdown fucked it up and changed it to Limber. And, so, he goes for the Flare Blitz here, as I'm able to, like, Choice Scarf transform into the Rapidash. But I realize I can't touch him, because his set is Sunny Day, Flare Blitz, Will-O-Wisp, Morning Sun. So, interesting as fuck set. Very interesting set, honestly. Was not expecting it. Very, very unique, but cool set. I'm figuring at this point he's probably, since it's a Zmon, probably Z Sunny Day. In all honesty, that makes the most sense to me. But I'm going to go out now into my Kakashi, because I know he can't really touch Kakashi. And I was Choice Scarfed, so that's pretty dope. He's going to switch out into his Gabite here. I'm just going to set up a layer of Toxic Spikes. And, oh! Did I forget to mention that it changed my, Frogadier to Torrent instead of Protean. Did I mention that? Oh yeah, it changed my Frogadier to Torrent instead of Protean. So that's a big deal. But I get up my Toxic Spikes, which is fine. Which is actually going to be really, really helpful in this game because he doesn't really have any hazard removal besides Xatu, and I don't think he's going to really be focused on removing his hazard with Xatu. I go out and get the Intimidate on the Gabite with my Hitmontop, but then I double out into Frogadier here. Now, the reason I do this double is because I think he's going to go for the Toxic, and I don't want to be Toxic on my Hitmontop. So, I'm going to double out into Frogadier, who's already burned, who can't be Toxic, and I know I can outspeed this Gabite. Now, without the Eviolite, the Scald is going to be able to take out the Gabite, which is great, and kind of covered pretty much any potential switches, which is also great. So now he's going to go into Volbeat and get poisoned by my Toxic Spikes, and he's going to go for the Prankster Rain Dance. So I'm going to go for the Scald. Now in the rain, mind you. Now he's going to come down to 13%, and I'm going to go out into Ditto. And the Volbeat's going to U-turn. I am essentially sacking Ditto at this point because without being Imposter, it is a lot less useful to me in the long run of this game. So he's just going to go for the Surf with this more than likely Swim Golduck, and it's going to kill me off, which is fine. I go out into my Assault Vested Hitmontop. I'm going to be able to take this Surf, and I'm going to be able to Rapid Spin and get rid of the rocks. Now, the reason why I focus on Rapid Spinning is because the rocks are a pain in the ass for my team. And his Rock Setter, unless he has it on both his Aggron and his Gabite, is dead. So I wanted rocks gone so that I didn't have to deal with that constant chip anymore, so that's fine. And then I was able to get the damage off with the Mach Punch, so that's really, really decent for me. I'm going to Leafeon now. I know I can take a Surf, obviously, from this thing. I figured he was probably like choice specs, which I do see with that knockoff, so that's perfectly fine with me. Not too worried about that. And he's going to go now into his Aggron, which obviously is not going to be affected by the toxic specs. I'm going to knock him off and just reveal leftovers, which is fine. He goes for the Rock Polish. I'm not too happy about a Rock Polishing Aggron. I don't like this idea. He's going to Heavy Slam, and he's going to be able to take out my Leafeon. Now, what do you think's faster than a Rock Polished Aggron? A Choice Scarf Frogadier. So I'm going to go back out to Frogadier, and I'm going to go for the Scald on this Aggron and take him out. So, really good situation there. Really good plays going on. Now he's going to go out into his Xatu, and I don't really know what to do. I'm going to Scald it outright. I actually get a crit, which is huge. He's going to go for a Calm Mind. I'm like, oh no, don't let this be how I lose this game. He reveals his leftovers. I'm going to go for Scald again. Just barely miss out on the KO. If he didn't have lefties, I would have been able to kill. But he's going to be able to roost up there. I'm kind of looking at my calcs. I'm like, alright, do I have anything that can kill this thing from full? Oh wait, Electrode kills this thing from full with Thunderbolt. He's going to roost and get back up to full, which is great for me because I can just Thunderbolt. He has enough HP investment that he's going to live that, which kind of sucks. But I'm going to be able to live the Psychic, so there's no way that this Xatu is living any hits from anything ever. So he's going to swap out, as he's actually going to sack his Volbeat to this Thunderbolt, which is fine by me. I have no issues getting rid of Volbeat, and it's a free kill for my Electrode. He's going to go now back out into his Rapidash, so I'm going to Volt Switch out. I kind of want to I need to preserve Electrode for that Xatu. I'm going to go out into Licky Licky. So he's actually going to go for the Z move and set up that Z Sunny Day that I predicted earlier. Not surprised, but with that poison, it's going to be... The poison turns out to not be a big deal because of the Morning Sun he has on his set. So I'm actually going to be able to Body Slam him, and it's going to do a decent amount of damage. And with the poison, it kind of forces him to Morning Sun more. But he's actually going to be able to burn me there, and that's going to basically make it so that, like, it's kind of pointless. Like, this is just a 1v1 that I have to force him into certain patterns with. So he's going to go for the Morning Sun here. I'm going to go for the Wish. And he's going to go for the Flare Blitz here, which is fine. He's going to take that recoil damage. I'm going to go for the Heal Bell, get rid of my Burn, which forces him to either kill me or heal. Which forces him to heal on this turn or go for a Will-O-Wisp again. He decides to go for the heal with the Morning Sun, as I'm going to Body Slam. So between the Body Slam and the poison now, I'm doing about as much as the Morning Sun can do out of Sun. So now I'm going to switch into Frogadier here, who is no longer burned, and I'm going to be able to get burned with the Frogadier, which is totally fine by me, because now I can go back out into Licky Licky, because he's going to have to attack me, and the recoil is going to be able to kill the Rapidash. Now, I did get burned here, and that's annoying, because I would have been able to end this game a lot sooner if I was not burned, because I believe Knockoff actually had a good chance to kill from this range, or without being burned. I had a chance to maybe kill, but it doesn't, so he roosts the first time. It forces him to roost again, and he's going to roost, but I'm actually able to get my Electrode in here, and I'm going to be able to Thunderbolt. Electrode dies to the Life Orb, but I'm able to pick up the kill on the Xatu, and that picks me up a 2-0 victory against George and the Tynamo Dresden. Great game to George. We are doing fairly well in this league so far, for the most part. I believe this was our week 4 match, so that means we are pretty much, I think we're 2-2 so far, which is really decent. I'm not complaining. This is a league I picked up and started doing literally just for the fun of it. This is just for fucking around, so this is a fun league, and the result has been kind of fun so far, so I'm looking forward to enjoying more of this league as the future goes on. But with that, though, I'm going to end this one off. Until next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.